that same law provides you can be removed for the same reasons. That is what Mr. Khalil has been accused of. He has further been accused of by the United States government lying on his visa application. That on its own would be sufficient to remove him from this country. He is being sued as you and I sit here in New York court by the victims of October 7th for terrorizing and assaulting Jewish students, unlawfully taking over and damaging public university property, and physically assaulting Columbia University employees. And you're telling me that it's McCarthyism to remove this individual?
Senator, the deportation was started before that lawsuit, before that second question about what he was saying on his forms.
No, this is what the government has alleged in open court, Mr. Stern. This is the basis for their removal proceedings. And our law makes clear if you endorse or espouse terrorist activity, you can be removed from this country.
Welcome back to MAGA Capital, where we expose the radical left, defend America's values, and say what the mainstream media refuses to. If you believe in truth, justice, and protecting the United States from extremism, hit that like button, subscribe right now, and ring the bell for updates. You're not going to want to miss this breakdown. I'll be reacting to one of the most explosive and jaw-dropping moments we've seen from the Senate floor in recent months. Senator Josh Hawley absolutely obliterated a witness who dared to defend Mahmoud Khalil, a pro-Hamas agitator currently being sued for his involvement in terrorizing Jewish students, damaging property, and physically assaulting university staff. Let that sink in. This man is under legal fire for real acts of hate and violence, and the left is still bending over backward to shield him. The witness in question, Mr. Stern, shockingly claimed that the removal of Khalil was somehow McCarthyism. Yes, you heard that right. He actually said that deporting someone who allegedly lied on their visa application, who is accused of endorsing terrorism, and who incited violence on a university campus is an act of discrimination. It's so far beyond reason that Hawley couldn't take it anymore, and he let loose. Senator Hawley cited actual U.S. immigration law that makes it perfectly clear. If you endorse or espouse terrorism or lie to gain entry into the United States, you are eligible for removal. That's not debatable. That's the law. But Mr. Stern and his left-wing allies want us to believe that enforcing immigration law is now a form of bigotry. It's laughable until you realize how dangerous that thinking is. Let's be very clear about what Khalil represents. He's accused of supporting Hamas, a terrorist organization responsible for massacring civilians, launching rockets at schools, and murdering innocent families. He's not some peaceful protester. He's not an activist. He is part of a radical, violent movement. And people like him have no business being anywhere near our campuses or our communities. Let's watch the full Senate hearing, and I'll be giving my full response and reaction afterwards.
Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for calling this important hearing. Thanks to our witnesses for being here. Mr. Stern, if I could just start with you. I see that 5 or 6 days ago you gave an interview in which you said that the removal of Mahmoud Khalil, the pro-Hamas foreign rioter, is a form of McCarthyism and makes Jewish students less safe. Now, this is an individual who has been accused of endorsing and espousing terrorist activity, who's been accused of lying on his application to a green card in the United States, who's currently being sued for terrorizing and assaulting Jewish students. Do you stand by your view that trying to remove him is a form of McCarthyism?
Absolutely, Senator.
Why in the world would that be the case?
Let me answer. He hasn't been charged with the crime. The clear predicate for this, White House said, was handing out pro-Hamas propaganda. When you start talking about people's views and what they're talking about in the public square as a basis for discrimination, and then the effect on Jewish students, it's not just the fact that Jews may be seen as, well, we're pushing this and that's going to happen. The way that this is going to harm Jewish students is it harms the academy.
Wait a minute. My time is limited. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just wait a minute. I've got to correct numerous inaccuracies there. Number one, as you very well know, United States law says that a non-citizen is inadmissible for entry into this country if they, and I quote, endorse or espouse terrorist activity or persuade others to do the same. that same law provides you can be removed for the same reasons. That is what Mr. Khalil has been accused of. He has further been accused of by the United States government lying on his visa application. That on its own would be sufficient to remove him from this country. He is being sued, as you and I sit here in New York court, by the victims of October 7th for terrorizing and assaulting Jewish students, unlawfully taking over and damaging public university property, and physically assaulting Columbia University employees. And you're telling me that it's McCarthyism to remove this individual?
Senator, the deportation was started before that lawsuit, before that second question about what he was saying on his forms.
No, this is what the government has alleged in open court, Mr. Stern. This is the basis for their removal proceedings. And our law makes clear if you endorse or espouse terrorist activity, you can be removed from this country. He has done so. He's been accused of doing so from the beginning. He's been accused of lying to get into the country. I'm amazed that you're saying that this is McCarthyism.
Senator, you weren't here when I quoted part of what Justice Brandeis was talking about the back at a case where there's somebody that was convicted for supporting the Communist Party because they were talking about violence as a political solution. And Brandeis cautioned us that this type of robust speech, as long...
This isn't speech. Lying on a visa application is not speech. Seeking to assault Columbia University employees and Jewish students is not speech. You are defending an individual who has espoused the destruction of this country, the destruction of the state of Israel, the destruction of Jews, and has taken actions in furtherance of the same. You've also said that investigating the 60 colleges and universities that are currently under investigation by the Trump administration for anti-Semitism is a form of weaponizing anti-Semitism for political benefit. You're opposed to investigating these institutions for anti-Semitism?
Senator, I've been very clear that OCR has a very important role, that there are complaints that should go through the process. When you start using the Department of Justice and threatening universities' funding...
You are opposed, I just want to get this on the record, you are opposed to investigating Columbia University and others for anti-Semitism?
No.
That's what you said 6 days ago.
I am not opposed to doing it the right way. What
does that mean, doing it the right way?
Not to claw back funds, not to say we're holding you ransom. We're getting your faculty, Jewish...
You were asked about an investigation for failing to protect Jewish students, and you said that's just weaponizing anti-Semitism. It makes students less safe.
It is when the Department of Justice has a list of places they want to go to. Senator Markey's question.
Oh, I heard Senator Markey's questions. I heard his whole speech. I thought it was insane. I just want to say for the record, I thought it was totally insane. And I think your positions are similarly insane. I think the idea that we would bend over backwards to hug and kiss and make nice to a pro-Hamas rioter, because that's what Khalil is, and that we would say, heavens, we can't remove him, and that makes Jewish students less safe on our campuses? That's nuts.
Senator,
that's nuts.
To Rabbi Saberstein's point, if you look at American history, the times where Jews were most vulnerable was during the Palmer raids in World War I, when there was political...
Jews are vulnerable now on our campuses because of people like Khalil, and I want to say for the record, I'm glad he's gone, and I hope he never comes back.
Senator Hickenlooper.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you all for your time here and all your work.
Hawley was right to be furious. Jewish students are being harassed and assaulted across this country while leftist academics and activists cover for the perpetrators. The Biden administration, the DOJ, and university leadership are turning a blind eye because the victims are Jewish and the perpetrators claim to be oppressed. This is the moral inversion that has poisoned our institutions. And let's not forget, Hawley also slammed Senator Ed Markey's statements as insane. And he was right. The idea that investigating colleges for anti-Semitism somehow makes Jewish students less safe is beyond absurd. We're being gaslit on a national scale. The left says that holding terrorists and their sympathizers accountable is more dangerous than letting them walk free. It's madness. Senator Hawley stood up and did what so many others won't. He called this lunacy out by name. He called Mahmoud Khalil what he is, a pro-Hamas rioter. He said clearly and unequivocally that he's glad Khalil is gone and hopes he never sets foot in this country again. That's the kind of leadership we need. If you're as outraged as I am, comment "deport terrorists" below. Share this video with every American who believes in law and order. And subscribe to MAGA Capital, where we'll continue to expose the radical agenda trying to tear this country apart. This fight isn't just about one man or one Senate hearing. It's about whether we're going to allow terrorist sympathizers to manipulate our laws, infiltrate our institutions, and target our allies like Israel with impunity. Not on our watch. Not while patriots are still standing. Stay loud. Stay strong. Stay American. This is MAGA Capital.